Órale, Cholo Trucker Mas movies and shows, and here we got the movie Dangerous Lives. Dangerous Lives came out in 2020. It is an hour and 36 minutes long. You can only find this movie on Netflix. Let's get to the description. A caregiver is drawn into a web of lies and murder after a wealthy elderly man dies and leaves his estate to her. Rotten Tomatoes has this movie at 24%. Okay, so why did I watch this movie? Okay, was I able to see that it was somewhat low budget? Yeah, to a certain degree, right? It had a bunch of actors that I didn't really know that well. There were some actors where it's just like, oh yeah, wait a second, I know who that is. But outside of that, it seemed like a pretty damn interesting story when I saw the trailer. And an interesting story it is. Okay. Um, I did enjoy the storytelling and everything that was going on, but at the same time, it's one of these where it gets you upset because it's just dumb decision after dumb decision. Um, you do start thinking about like, huh, who really is the bad guy here, right? Who really is the one doing somebody dirty here, right? So just like the description said, it's this girl, she's in a relationship and she actually is a caregiver for an elderly man who's pretty damn wealthy, right? And she's having some money issues and her man doesn't have a job. So he says, hey, have him come work over here. I'll have him do some outside work, right? He can mow the lawn and do things of that nature. It's like, okay, cool, fine. We'll go ahead, we'll do that. He ends up dying, and he, like I said, is a very, very wealthy man. And come to find out that, hey, she gets everything. Or does she? Right? And now she's just kind of like, okay, so he didn't leave a will. But at the same time, I was just kind of like, okay, you're caring for this guy for 4 months. Wow, you know a lot. I do understand you spend so much time with one individual, especially if this person does not have family, right? I understand it's only 4 months, but you're spending time with them every single day, caring for them, and they don't really have anybody else to talk to. So I'm sure they go ahead and they open up their entire lives to you. So I can understand that. However, once they start finding things around the house, right? Her and her partner, her and her man, they kind of sneak around the house a little bit and they find a lot of money. It's like, whoa, look at this. And that is where these problems start coming around because you have a very, very suspicious detective who's looking into this. He just died. There was really nothing wrong with them. How did he die? Was he poisoned, right? At the same time, it's like, hey, should we keep this money? I mean, nobody knows this money's here. He doesn't have any family. He doesn't have anybody. So, I mean, if they just come search the house, they're going to find this money and they're just going to pocket it. They're just going to take it. So, why don't we take it? And that is where the snowball effect starts. Because now, for one lie, they have to lie to cover up the first lie, and then they have to lie again. And now so many things start falling apart. And then they find out that there's some shady dude who's there trying to find something in the house, trying to get into the house as well, trying to get them to sell that house as well. It's like, whoa, wait a second, I want this house, right? At the same time, where they're kind of fighting, like, whoa, hold on, I think he left everything to us. And now you got the detective in the middle trying to figure out what's going on here. And it's just one thing after another that keeps on spiraling out of control when it was just supposed to be, hey, listen, we'll keep this suitcase of money because nobody else is going to know. And that's that. But they couldn't count on some dirty ass dude, man, who wanted something from that house as well, and just a detective that wouldn't let it go, that just kept on, spiraling out of control. And look, it was a good story. Is it a good movie? Look, it's somewhat low budget, it's a low budget movie. I don't regret watching it. The acting isn't that great. Um, and it did get me upset at times. It's like, good gosh, man, how are you guys making these decisions, And at the same time, it does have enough good twists and turns where it's like, whoa, I didn't really see that one coming. And it's like, whoa, okay, wait a second. So who really is the good guy here? Who really should you trust here? Oh, is that person really the bad person here? I'm not even really sure anymore. So I don't want to recommend it to anybody, but I will say I don't regret watching it. And the ending of the movie was good enough for me. Was it a great ending? No, it wasn't a great ending, but it was good enough to end this movie to say, like, maybe I won't watch it again, but I don't regret watching it. It was decent enough. So you guys do with that what you will. That is Dangerous Lies. Cholo Trucker Mas Movies and Shows. Catch you guys on next.